message yet either for people to come in here. All to everybody. I think RJ's depressed, sleeping in. Good morning, or General Motors? Yeah. General Motors to you too. Yeah. I love looking at these stocks. That's exactly what we need to be doing, guys. So, ASM, silver and gold mining. You told me to check this out. Is that because it's moved pre-market? Yeah, on very low volume. No, never mind that. Theo, make sure it has volume. Not that things won't move. We'd say that all the time. But just, it's not worth the risk. That game. It's like the difference between playing a game that's very controlled and you've got your controls on everything, and then there's this other game over here which looks like it has an opportunity, but if you lose, it throws a dagger in your arm. It's not worth the risk, my motherfucker. Is it? Okay. Yeah, you might get a return, but it's not worth the pain. You might be right, but it's not worth it. UPLD, interesting, 6.4%. What's the sweet spot in volume? Good question. Minimum 40,000 shares. Okay. Minimum 40,000 shares. But it does depend on the price, because obviously something that's a penny, that's only 40,000 bucks. You want it to be approaching, $1 million, if not 10 million or 20 million dollars of traded shares in the morning for it to be anything worthwhile. But 40,000 shares, if you're advanced, 100,000 shares, if you want, it to be a little bit more self-guided, 500,000 shares, if you want the Trading for Dummies screen, where it just keeps you out of trouble. But at least 40. How many shares have transpired on that one? ASM. Riddle me that, my friend. Check. I can just tell by the way it looks. It looks like, absolute shit. It's traded. I'm showing 705 shares. It's really nothing. At 72 cents. So they put $500 into it. So you're showing 900,000 shares have traded this morning. Okay, so that's $750,000. So it's like semi-interesting. But it's also a macro. It's a gold and silver. I mean, there's just so much you need to learn. It's too much to teach in a minute. Like, that's a macro trade. That's a trade on a commodity. Not going to be supply and demand based. Right? We're looking for situations where nobody wants to sell, so there's not shares available, and everybody wants in, and so the demand hits against the lack of supply, and you're not going to get that with ETFs that are based on a commodity spot price of, like, such as silver and gold. It's just, that's not the trade. Like those gold miners and the nugget, and those ones, like, 90% of their value is just how the underlying asset moves. It has nothing to do with supply and demand and momentum, and blue sky breakouts and level 2 drying up and halts and, fuck like shit like that. It's not going to happen. It's not a stock. Okay. There's that your quick little 1 minute lesson. The other one right after that, UPLD. I kind of like that one. I'm just trying to figure this out. If the fact that you found UPLD is awesome, how did you find it? Could have been up more than 20% in 1 month scan. Yeah, I don't know. What scan was that? How did you get UPLD? Definitely a good find, I think. Yesterday was a breakout day. I would want it on a pullback. In a bull market, bull markets last 2 to 7 years. In a bull market, when these things bottom at the beginning of bull markets, when these things bottom reverse, like they have here, what you're hoping for is to get in at the bottom of the next base or pullback, or even top if it breaks out on good volume. So this one here looks like this. Had this base that it put in, but that's a bottom base. Like, you can't really buy the breakout of the bottom base. That's the moment it goes from stage one to stage 2. Can't really buy this because you don't know. I mean, this could end up in fake out and just whatever, but that'd be fine, because then with the fake out, maybe it puts in a new base that's something like a 50% retrace, and it's like this. And so we put it on the watch list. And then you want to buy down here on certain signals that are bullish down at the bottom, such as reclaims. And then maybe it puts in a higher low. You could buy here on either of those, reclaims or green over reds. And then last chance opportunities to buy here on the way out, on the exit. And that is probably when it's going to have more conviction. It might put in a very nice bar, and then maybe a continuation day, and then and then flatten out, lose momentum, and then start to do its next base up here. And that's trade. Welcome to the world of swing trading. So UPLD, I just put it on the list. We're watching it for sure. I'd like to have it be a pullback entry day. BSCO, AKU, Mullen, and Kazia, those are our momentum day trade opportunities for everybody out there. But we are also looking at a lot. Let's go ahead and do a market overview with 9 minutes left before the market opens. We had jobless claims come in a little slightly higher than expected. So a tick up in jobless claims, well within, what do they call that? Margin of error. But if it's not an error, what you would call like margin of who gives a fuck. Like, this stuff wiggles around, from 1 week to the next. It's really the larger trend that you got to pay attention to, but a little, micro movement doesn't mean anything. Anyway, the market just wanted good news. It didn't want to stay elevated without some good news coming, and just didn't have it. I don't understand why it didn't get the message from the hawkish Fed notes on Wednesday, but that's neither here nor there. Wednesday, Tuesday, or whenever that was, that's neither here nor there. And it tried to allocate more yesterday, which can be fine if you know that it's a risky area and it's an elevated and extended area. It can be fine to get in some things so long as you hedge them with shorts in the other direction. So that'd be bearish stocks moving down. That way, you're not putting yourself at too much risk. When the market goes down, you make the money that you lost in yourself. So that's what's happening this morning. Is we've had kind of a sell-off on the fact that jobless claims are slightly elevated, and that was sort of a trigger that the Fed mentioned was going to be an issue for them, raising rates. And so that is sending the bond market to move as well. and they all sort of work together. And inflation and gold and oil and even Bitcoin and cryptos all interrelate and connect in all their various ways to what's going on, to sort of the macro. That does create a swing high. So even if we move up today, unless we can get over yesterday's high, which is roughly an impossibility, it can happen, then we are easily in a multi-day pullback scenario, which is perfectly fine. We want the market to pull back as a market because that will sort of shake things out and get leaders that are gonna lead a little bit closer to pole position, and laggards and weak stocks to just sell off. There'll be this like rotation that goes on. So there's ins and outs, and so the market may only be moving a little bit, but you want to watch for that rotation. You want to check leaders, and you want to check weak stocks. You want to get out of weak stocks, and you want to be watching those leaders. They might not signal, and it might not be the right idea to get into them. But you want to be watching them to see if they move into pole position during consolidation here. And that's what will happen. Leaders will rotate into position, and that does take, economic news and, ER reports and analysts coverage in order to figure out. So it doesn't happen in 3 days. I'm hoping, ideally we have like a 1 to 2 month base consolidation here, where there's just like just adjustments going on everywhere, and maybe even a 1 day panic sell off to shake people out. And we'll be watching everything and hedged and positioned, and so we'll be doing fine. But that'll be a great opportunity to get into some things. So that's why this kind of stuff is healthy. And but if you're overexposed or in the wrong directions or got the wrong stocks or not hedged or got too big of a size, you're going to get obliterated during little consolidations like this. These consolidations, you want to be able to hold through those. And if you can't comfortably hold through those, then you're way oversized. You're located in the wrong things, and you need to let those things knock you out. If you're uncomfortable on anything, exit. You got too much size, or size it. Sell 80%. Get healthy. Get your portfolio in a place where it feels completely natural to be just watching and holding. That could require being in cash. That could require hedging. That could require being in the right stocks, getting out of the wrong stocks. And if you don't know how to do all that yet, you're not ready. Not ready to be doing this because the market is a lot bigger motherfucking place than you think it is. And you going in, playing some stock on the street. In the meantime, there's a fucking flood coming. You need to know what the fuck's going on. So, or you're going to get washed away. You need to be preparing. You need to be moving upstairs if there's an incoming flood. So there we go. That's the market forecast for you. We have 3 minutes until the market opens. And I hope that's enough information for you to understand how you want to approach the day, how the weather is, the market weather, and the market conditions, how they are. We are also watching VSCO and Mullen and AKU and KZIA, just because they've had a lot of volatility this morning. We're watching those for momentum. I'm going to be watching my 40 or so positions when the market opens and making adjustments to my holdings, cutting weak, anything weak looking. And so I'll be looking at that for the first 10 minutes here. We'll also have some hot list opportunities coming up in the first 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 minutes of the market. And if anything signals, that's what we want to know. We have a lot of different kinds of signals that we trade, but all of them are meant to get into the right things at the lowest risk for the highest reward at the right times. And today may not be that day, so there may not be a lot of buy signals today. Even if there are, it would be the wrong thing to do, depending. So we'll see. All right, market opens in 1 minute and 30 seconds. On AMD, AKU, S dig to low volume, Kazuya. Market opens in 40 seconds. This stock split recently and it moved to $13. It's now at $4 the next day. Screw you, Richter. Oh no, I guess it's the other guy. What was his name? Benny. Screw you, Benny. Hey, I got 6 children to feed. All right, and we're off to the races. Let the cutting begin. Nah, no signal there. Up. The market's being bought up right now. Comp. Delete. Getting a little bit of overnight gap fill before potentially a big move down. All right, I'm going to look at my largest concentrated positions first. Biggest of which would be BLDR. Does anybody know the double or triple leveraged builder ETF? Maybe it's Buildu. EDRU? I don't know. Well, if anybody knows, let me know. I'm going to check that out. What else we got moving here? Got some excellent movement down on my shorts. Nail, of course. Thank you. I actually remember that. That is correct. Thank you. You are on it, Boondog. Okay. That, because that could be, it's definitely bullish, and it's got 4.6% ADR. Right. I just want to make sure that right time happens on that. I have a runner on BLDR. Let's see how it holds up today. FRCB doing good. I just want to take a look at that. FRCB, that's First Republic Bank, moving up on an entry yesterday. Sort my columns here. Anybody sees anything moving, let me know. A second to look at things. Okay, Lending Club is below my break even by a smidge. Lending Club, and if that continues, I'm going to cut it. It is already continuing. One more candle. Tesla with a slight pullback. Okay, that's a runner though. Your position is IoT, I don't know if it's called Internet of Things or whatever, but it's Samsung. Okay, that's doing all right. Little supportive action there. Slight pullback. It's mostly my runners, and they're not in a terrible spot, although AUR is giving back a little bit more. Yeah, that's fine. As a runner, to be on the 5 moving average and still be up there. That clubs continuing to degrade. That's probably my worst position right now, LC. CFLT from yesterday, not following through on what I'm supposed to do. Okay, I'm dropping CFLT. Supposed to be the chosen one. LT, bye-bye. Whack. I have the higher ground. Don't do it. Dwack, fuck you. We're cutting you. Goodbye, Dwack. A mom. Who here's a mom? No, I'm just we got to have some dad joke about that every day. Why are dad jokes about moms? That's the sick thing. I got to worry about. All right, so we got to pull back to the moving average. Going to monitor a mom. It's kind of a healthy spot that it's in. No big deal. ASC. We would have liked some continuation. We have to monitor that. We do not want that to get worse. ASC. Joby. Dumbass. I don't know how to describe this company. But anyway, yeah, I got to sell that right now. It's having a good day. This is like really weak, Joby. The market has reversed, by the way. The market has reversed, fellas. Eating red. All she got. AMRX is doing great, as a matter of fact. So we'll do that. All right, I'll leave that alone. Back a lot. Nice spot. Those are just all my runners. Real ones to worry about our lending club. Are you going to get worse? Yeah, I'm going to get out of lending club. And Mavis or whatever it is, Macrovision or MVIS, that's right at break even. Get out of that since it's not doing well today. Let's see if we can find some support on this 50. I'll give it a little leeway. T. Yeah, I was just doing a calculation. If I had was fully hedged, but I was only able to get about 40% hedged. If I was fully hedged, I would precisely be at break even today instead of things dragging down my portfolio a little bit. That's the power of being delta neutral hedged. If anybody out there wants to learn more about delta neutral hedging, you can go to marketmastery.teachable.com. There's a over an hour session there which teaches you how to do it. Delta neutral hedging. T doing just fine. All right, let's take a look at these strongest stocks of the day. SG hot list. We're ideally trying to find anything that's triggering. SG is failing out. Could be a short. Will be easy to borrow because it's up. It's a trick, kind of a nice little trick. So you can find anything that's gapped way up, but it's bleeding out. It's an island top reversal. It's an excellent short, and it will have plenty of shares available. It will not be on short sale restriction because it's up, even though it's moving down. So it's a nice little trick. So if you want to short SG for the day, that'd be a shortable day trade. Next on the list, Nerve. Yeah, this Nerve, interesting spot here. We need to watch Nerve for a move over. An entry would be at 940. Put an alert on here. Nerve. Swing trade entry there. QB. Market coming back up. This is part of the shakeout process. 10-year rates hit 4.05%. If you haven't done so, probably the 30 years up there too. The 30 years, yeah, almost at 4%. If you haven't done so, anytime the 30 years over 4 at or over 4%, that's a lifetime opportunity. It's a once in a generation opportunity to buy 30-year bonds at what will eventually, knock on wood, in the next few years, double. You'll double your money when rates get back to 2%. And they pay 4% per year in 2 payments per year. And you can margin against them 80%, so you can still trade stocks against them and or use them as down payments legally on real estate. So you don't even have to sell, and you'd still be getting that 4% for life, for 30 years. And then you can sell them, they're liquid, you can sell them back anytime you need the money. Just be foregoing the dividend, if you will. It's kind of like a dividend. It's coupon. Checking for any signals here on Gravity. Interesting. I just like that stock name. We do have a reclaim entry on Play. Son of a bitch. This stock has really been putting me through the runner. But do we have any? Have some. This would be an ad if you already have some. Or a pullback entry. I don't know if it's going to hold, guys. But it looks like this is one of the stronger stocks on the day. So, you could defend an entry fiercely today. And if it holds, you've got a really great entry. When the market starts running, Play will have the wind at its back. All right, so stop would be to the low of the day. 42.83, it's at 43.30, so about 50 cents of risk. All right, got that. And how is Lending Club doing? Oh, yeah, Lending Club is actually continuing. Oh, I got out of it. Thank you. Excellent. I wonder what it did since I got out. You're not supposed to do that. But you sort of are, because, if you need a re-entry, you need to know. For instance, if this bounced and got all the way bought up and turned green on the day, that's a hell of a bottoming tail candle bounce at the 200 MA. That'd be an important level to grab it at. But it is not. Take anything that fails at longer term moving averages, like the 50 and slightly at the 20. Anything that fails those to find support at those levels, take it as a strong signal. If it doesn't find support at those levels, where is it going to find support? It's not going to happen. Tasked with a reclaim entry, TAST. I already have some somewhere, I think. Where is it? Yeah, there it is. Okay, good. We'll just let it continue. But this would be a semi-snowball entry point. Do I do it? It's cutting through the 10 moving average. It's got the 20 overhead. Technically an entry, and then you raise your stop as well to 470. Sense of risk, which means I can get 200 more shares. Where is my cost average? 475. I don't have a very good cost average on it. That's exactly where the stop is. I can't really add. Sometimes you could be in a position to add, so long as your cost average stays below your stop. This is not one of them. I got to keep this going though. ETNB, by the way, position we're in, slightly pulling back. Next, with no signals, and yet quite a good high type flag going on here. Distance here, 60. Nice high type flag with relative strength, multiple intraday higher highs and higher lows on next. I'm going to take some position, but I got to put my stop below the MA here at about 8. ADR on it 7%, so 828 times 0.93920 is 762. So the ideal stop is actually down here below this pivot point. I put 750. So that's 80 cents of risk. I want to do $100 risk divided by 0.8. It's 125 shares. I'm going to take that position next. NEXT. Yeah, so far I'm not getting any alerts on any existing positions now at this point. Cut DWAC, that was a big alert to get out of that. What is, I didn't even know I had the, Jesus. When did I get this trade? There's been a trade sitting in my closed positions for a week and a half, and I didn't even know it. Actually down one of my risk units, not 1% of my portfolio, but my risk unit is very small. Just on the 27th, light. Oh yeah, just doing terrible. Got here, and I wouldn't have wanted it over the last 2 days, so fortunately gave back. Didn't need to. I'm gonna get out of that. It's already signaled to get out. I didn't even know I had that in there. son of a... Okay, ASC, not doing well at all, getting really close to my exit point. Yeah, that's just not good follow through. I'm getting ASC, which we got in the other day. Anything that's moving too strongly against the market. I mean, the Qs are flat today. It's a doji so far. Anything moving down right now, that's relative weakness. You don't want that necessarily. You got to do your analysis, but yeah. A mom looks like it's completely reversed the signal. Had a good signal initially. I don't even see it. I don't even see where the good signal was. Not sure how we got into mom. Oh, I think it was I was already in a mom, and I was looking to potentially cut it, and I wanted to give it a little more leeway. Yeah, that's the case. But now I definitely want to cut. Fuck you, mom. Fuck you, mom. And show definitely for adults only. Fuck yo, mom. Fuck yo, mama. Says Boondog. Not me. Let's be clear. Doug, take him to prison. EMBC, one of my shorts, which is turning around on the day. Trades to figure that one out. Bought up. Okay, sometimes it results in continuation. Just thinking about the decision of whether or not short. My shorts are doing well. What was this one today? AULT. I wanted to add that to my shorts. It has found some support. Maybe it'll break down. It looks pretty weak. So I'll give it a try. 9.64 ADR. It's at 522 times 1.09. Stop at 572.32 minus the current price of 5.2. Gives you 50 cents of risk. AULT. Short, it might not even let me. We'll see what happens, but short shares. It goes bunk, then it's not a shortable stock. There we go. And what was this requirement? Oh, sometimes it can be that it needs to be a limit order. I'll do it one more time. It's too fast. I couldn't read it. No, available. Okay, there's just not shares available. None to borrow. Yeah, there it is. NTB. That's the issue. That's because it's just dying a slow death, a fast death. That's how the system. That's how they get you. They keep you down. Can't short what's obvious, you know. Can't short what would make money. Get you. Part of the system. It's a conspiracy. All right, the market's tapping lows again, and the VIX has just made a huge drop from 15.67 to 16.17. Quite a huge drop. It's saying hedge. So I do need to find some more stocks to hedge. So on that note, so I can get more supercharged about finding these. That's the morning show. And I'll alert anything to members in the trading chat area. Let's make sure to talk to each other in there and keep up on our opportunities. Those of you out there interested in joining our group, click the link, find the link. We don't want people who can't find the link. If you can find the link, we want you. Find the link, and we'll see you there. All right, we'll see you soon. Okay. You're welcome, everybody. Thank you. RJ says thanks. Thank you. RJ, check your